Next variation of Y cross that we're going to go over is one of my absolute favorites, and it's really combining a slot fade on the play side. So this isn't going to really mess up your quarterback and his progressions at all. If anything, it's going to help him out a little bit more. A lot of teams are going to this easy adjustment and easy switch, and it's really great off your base Y cross. But essentially, what you're going to do is the two play side receivers are going to switch responsibilities. In the traditional Y cross, the X receiver is the vertical threat with the must outside release vertical, and the H is the horizontal threat or low threat with the deep out. But now what you're going to do is your outside receiver, your number one play side, is going to run a now, and your slot receiver is going to run a slot fade. And what this gives you is a better leverage on the fade, for one, for the vertical. It gives you more room to play with right here instead of working this X already past the numbers by the time he gets out of his break, whereas the H will have more room to fade. Also, a lot of times you're going to get backers lined up with these slot receivers or heavier safeties instead of corners right here, and that's really going to help you out quite a bit. Now, it's going to change the read slightly. A lot of teams, when they run this, will run some sort of play action and run that into a swing of some sort, but that part doesn't really matter. You could still pass pro it to a check swing. That part isn't hugely important. The biggest difference is just right here. Now you're really going to high-low the slot fade concept, and basically what you're going to do is if that corner, and again, this has to do with how aggressive you want to be with this scheme, but essentially anytime we run slot fade, what we want to do really is high-low this corner, and if this corner plays low, you feel pretty good about this matchup, and you're going to look right to the fade. And let's say the safety played over the top and took it away right away. That's fine. Reset to the cross. Now, conversely, if that corner drops deep, now all of a sudden eyes go to the X receiver, and if that backer doesn't play hard and shoot out there, you're going to throw it to that playmaker in space and see what happens on that now screen. Now, if that backer shoots out there with this and the corner plays deep in some kind of quarters look, that's fine, because then you're going to look right here to the cross. So it's fairly simple, fairly easy way to run this variation that we do. Oklahoma's a team that runs this quite a bit. They run this a ton. And how we're going to do this is you do a now screen right here, just a little one. Some guys will take 2 steps before coming back. Some guys will just turn and open up right away. Now the slot here is going to press this, and he's going to press hard in here before running vertical right here. And he's really trying to grab this guy with him to come, and hopefully the corner plays, and you might have a shot right here. But you have your vertical threat, you have your low threat. After that, it's all the same concept again. That you're already doing. They do a play action stretch off of this, and the running back goes to a swing. So as we look at this right here, corner has the fade covered fairly well. Backer has the now covered up really well. So they've taken this away. Now you have your Y cross coming around because the backer had to come here, corner had to come here. Safety has to respect the slot fade. Opens up all this grass right here. Right here, you're going to get the same concept. As we go there, a little bit of a play action. Corner is going to go deep. So then you're looking at the low threat. So it's almost similar to the peak. You know this isn't there. You know the safety is playing over the top here. So you can take away the slot fade right away. So now you're going to look at the now. Backer has to respect that low threat, which we already know what happens when that backer respects the low threat. It opens up the cross. Putting a lot of guys in a lot of tough positions to cover a lot of areas with Y cross. Stretches the field vertically, okay, and horizontally. This slot fade is stretching guys to vertically work with it. The now is stretching guys horizontally to cover it. And now the cross is stretching them even more. Now here, you got the same concept. Really like doing this to the field because there's just so much room for the fade to work with. Corner plays down. Backer, nickel plays over the top, taking away the fade, which is fine. With this guy playing here, this guy playing here, it's going to open up your cross. Right here we have a similar concept. And right here you can see corner plays high with the slot fade. Backer opens his hips almost and doesn't shoot right after that screen. And Oklahoma's fairly aggressive with their now screens just because they feel their receivers can do a lot of good with the ball in their hands in space. And that's what you get right here. However, even if you didn't feel good about your corners, one-on-one with the backers, you would just move on to your cross and then your post curl. Right here you have Washington State running it. Corner goes deep with the slot fade. Backer works vertical here. Now there's a lot of space there. Dump it off. And again, at that point, it's about playmakers in the space. It's one-on-one right here for the most part. Right here you have the slot fade. As we look at it, corner kind of stays low while jacking up the fade and holding that player. The cross comes here, pulls this player down. This guy right here gets pulled down by 17 on the cross, which is perfect. The post curl player sees nothing but grass here and converts it high. And I mean, quarterback just gives him a perfect ball. Right here we have Washington State against Wyoming with the slot fade. Decides that he doesn't like the now throw right here. Obviously the fade part has been taken. Moves past the now to the cross, which is covered up pretty well. By the time he gets to the cross, the backer still has leverage on the cross, and that means it's a no-go. Looks at the post curl, that's taken. So he hits his running back here. If they're going to drop everyone to take away your cross and your post curl, the running back's going to be wide open.